Alright, let's analyze Cryotan. When Oros and Agursis were created from a mountain, there was a dangerous side effect, Cryotan. This massive creature emerged from the base where the mountain used to stand. It took both Oros and Agursis to seal him in ice. Unfortunately, Cryotan has now managed to escape. And so Cryotan is part of the Oros Agursis family. Which explains why he's in the Evil Legions, the Winter, and the Families book. And as for his stats, power, it's actually pretty high, not what I was expecting, 3421. Nowhere near being incredibly high, but it's a pretty good power. His life is insane, 41,017. This is the third highest in the whole entire game, tied with Tinkarion. The only two monsters that have a higher life are Okiawa and Agursis, so incredibly tanky. But check this out, I called it. He's extremely slow, extremely slow, a speed of 3003. Currently, there are a total of 300 legendary monsters. 300 monsters have been released, and you want to take a guess at what Cryotan's speed is, or where he places in terms of these 300 monsters? Well, he's only faster than 9 other monsters. That's how slow his base speed is. That is really unfortunate, but you know what, I called it. Like, when I saw his skills on Taringa, I'm like, no way this monster is going to be crazy fast. And so just to name the monsters that he's faster than, and maybe there's a possibility I missed one, he's faster than Agursis, Virus, Shihao, the Prisoner. Hey, at least there's a water monster slower than him. The Ringer, Lagercon, Oros, Rockantium, Worker Hulk, all those monsters I just named, they're slower than Cryotan. As for every other legendary monster you can think of, they're all faster than him. But then fortunately, one saving grace for this monster is that he is immune to stun and freeze. He has the mountain trait, so he can still be possessed, but hey, that's fine, at least he takes care of 2 of the immunities. And as for his relic slots, he can hold an armor relic and a trap relic. And now let's take a look at his ultimate. 50% chance of killing an enemy instantly, 20% chance even if it's a boss. That's pretty cool. All enemies will die after 3 turns. So even if his auto kill doesn't kill them, in 3 turns the enemy monsters will die. So pretty massive ultimate. It's one of those that you would really want to use against tanky monsters or at the beginning of the battle. Let's take a look at some of his other skills. This skill can remove negative status effects from himself. This skill is 0 cooldown 40 damage. This skill gives him 25% stamina back and 1 extra turn to himself. That's pretty cool because even if you were to get possessed, there is the possibility that you can just completely ignore it. It's not like previous times where you could, if this was, oh man, if they never changed possession, this monster would be incredible because he would be immune to the 3 basic denials, possession, freeze, and stun. But now at least there's like a 20% chance you could use this skill. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else he has. Deals very heavy special damage, 55 damage, no cooldown. You can do this skill which costs 65 stamina on a 4-turn cooldown, and this skill deals very heavy water damage to one enemy, applies Mega Freeze to one enemy, the target will die 3 turns. This skill is insane. And so Mega Freeze is the new denial. I imagine like Mega Stun, this is going to override any monster that's immune to freeze, and so you freeze a monster for 2 turns, and they die after the 3rd turn, so that monster only has 1 turn to do an attack. How crazy is that? This is a must-run skill. I think it goes without saying. That's incredible. The stamina cost though, look, 65. That is huge. Let's see what else he has. Doubles its own maximum life capacity. Applies a 50% life shield to itself. So this monster is pretty darn hard to kill. 35 stamina, 3-turn cooldown, double life, medium shield. Wow. Especially when he already has a 41k life. So he doubles that, so 82k life. And then a 50% shield. My goodness, what is up with this monster? And applies a 50% life shield. I wonder if that 50% life shield is after it's been doubled or from the base. Because if it's from the base, it's like 20k life shield. If it's after it's doubled, well, that's another like 40k. That'd be crazy. Let's see what else he has. He can deal massive amount of damage, 70 damage special based attack, 40 stamina though, 3-turn cooldown. He can do this skill, and this is a skill everyone is talking about, so let me come back to it. He can do Olympus, applies taunt and 100% life shield to itself. So my goodness, take a look at this monster. Applies taunt and 100% life shield, and then he can do this skill right here, which gives him double life and a medium shield. So extremely hard to kill. This one's only on a 2-turn cooldown and 40 stamina. I think this skill is incredible. A 2-turn cooldown when his shield lasts for 2 turns and taunt for 1 turn. Wow. And now I'm kind of wondering, what do I want to run? Do I want to run the self skill? Do I want to run the Mega Freeze is a must-have. Do I want to run the double life and medium shield, or do I want to run the taunt and 100% life shield? Ooh, questions. And then, do I want to rule out these skills? Probably I will, because he's not really going to be much of a damage dealer. But going back to this skill that is like insane. So it deals no damage, which is amazing. I love that they did that. When a skill deals no damage, the status effect will always land. It's 100% accuracy. So ignore this 90. If a skill ever says no damage, the chance of the effect landing is 100%. The only thing that can make it not land is if the enemy monster has Harden, Tough, or Bulwark. But if the monster is like immune to stun or possession, this skill will always land. It's an AoE, it applies Mega Freeze, but it costs an impressive 250 stamina. What monster has 250 stamina? No one. Monsters have 140 stamina, which means in order to utilize this monster, you're gonna have to give him a stamina rune. Yep, that's the only way to be able to use that skill, that massive impressive skill. And in order to be able to use that skill, at the very least you're gonna need a stamina level 5 rune, because that increases monster stamina by 80%, so that would put your stamina at 252, but then obviously anything else would be better, preferably the higher level stamina the better. And so for those of you that are always in the Legendary 4 League, it's a really good thing that you get a free level 7 stamina rune, so you're going to be able to utilize that. But yeah, that appears to be the only way to be able to utilize this skill that costs 250 stamina, and even if you give him a level 5 or level 6 rune, well then the next turn you're not going to be able to run anything, or you're not going to be able to use anything, you're going to have to recharge. Which is why the higher level stamina rune the better, because then you'll be able to do like the shield skill, or actually that only applies if you don't run the soft skill. Because if you do run the soft skill, keep in mind that this skill doesn't cost any stamina, you just get a free 25%. So actually, let's assume you can give him a level 10 stamina rune that would increase your monster stamina by 152%. And so that would actually put your monster stamina at 353 points. That's quite impressive, right? And let's just say that you got stamina devoured by a General Thetis. Well, fortunately for you, this skill doesn't cost any stamina, so you'd actually be able to utilize it. And so let's say you recover 25 stamina, so you would actually recover 88 stamina points. That is awesome. So if you got hit by stamina devours, if you somehow lost all of your stamina and you're carrying a level 10 rune, you would recover enough stamina to be able to use your single Mega Freeze skill. So yeah, definitely, the more stamina you can give this monster, the better. And there is potentially another way you can use this monster, and that's with relics. There are some relics that increases a monster's max stamina. You know, Totem does a similar thing, he can increase a monster's max stamina, so that might be a way. Maybe even with a lower level rune and the combination of a relic, you'll be able to pull it off. So this monster, it's going to take a while to fully know how to use him, but I mean, he is definitely deadly. And one advantage he gets is that he's going to be 115 for a lot of players, in which case now his life is 54k and his speed is 3412, so still very slow for a ranked up monster, but definitely a lot more usable. And so now the difficult thing is going to be deciding what kind of runes to give this monster. You know, you obviously can't make him a full denier, you can't give him 3 speed runes, because then he won't be able to use his Mega Stun AoE, unless you can somehow do it with relics and team stamina runes, which I don't think is likely. I mean, it is possible, but I don't know how usable it is if you're giving your allies team stamina, but I'm sure some player will figure out a way to do it perfectly. But anyhow, if you give him 3 speed runes, chances are you won't be able to utilize Mega Stun. So at the very least, 2 speed and a stamina rune may work, and I think it could actually work wonders because of his mountain trait. So if you ever face a cabin fish, if you ever face a General Tomb, if you ever face any monster that has an AoE stun or an AoE freeze, go ahead and run Cryotan with 2 speed and a stamina rune. And then as for your teammates, give them team speed, maybe do 5 team speed and 1 strength on your attacker, maybe do 6 team speed. Just make sure that Cryotan goes second, because if you do that, guess what? Sure, your team gets immobilized, Cryotan doesn't get immobilized, nothing happens to him, and then he's going to be able to do the AoE Mega Stun, so then they're all going to be immobilized, and then you can still protect your team if you're running the taunt skill, the double, yeah, this one, Olympus, the taunt and shield skill. So that might be a really good build, that might be what I do, 2 speed and a stamina. And then alternatively, you could always do 3 team speed runes and just partner him up with a monster that has an extra turn skill, someone like Demise, someone like Metalisha, who has an incredible base speed, someone like Sammy, who can also give him increased accuracy. So just, it's like I said, you know, when you run those monsters that have turn transfer skills, Demise, Sammy, and Metalisha, it's basically like the slowest monster has the speed of the fastest monster in your team. So that's one thing you can do, and that's something else I'm considering, because then I'll still be able to start the game off with Mega Freeze. Actually, scratch that, not 3 team speed, I meant to say 1 stamina and 2 team speed, and maybe 3 team speed on your other monster, or 2 team speed and a strength. Again, there's like so many various combinations, but you can definitely pull something off amazing with this monster. And then one thing that would actually be cool about giving this monster 2 team speed, and your other allies with team speed also, is that because he would be slow, that taunt, you know, it becomes a lot more useful if you're able to apply it. That shield, it also becomes extremely useful because, you know, your shield runs out after 2 turns. So if you have a monster that's super fast with a shield, well, it's going to run out faster. But if you have a monster that the enemies go like 2 or 3 times before you go, that's awesome. You can basically just stand there taking a lot of hits. So yeah, as of right now, my initial analysis you're going to want to run 2 team speed and a stamina, or you're going to want to run 2 speed and a stamina. Or if you can figure out some way to utilize relics or team stamina runes, by all means let me know in the comments below. I am really looking forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on this monster and how to best utilize them. But seriously, right now, I am thinking this monster is beyond incredible. Even with a low base speed, just the fact that he can counter stun and possession, just the fact that even General Thetis can't do that much to him because he has a 0 stamina skill that recovers his own stamina, just the fact that even if he gets possessed, there's a chance that he uses this skill. Oh my, this team race monster is, when taking into account every single team race monster that has been released, my goodness, this monster, he's a beast, he's a titan. And with that being said, that is going to conclude this video. Thank you all for watching. Best of luck to all of you on the Ice Titan race event. Make sure to follow my tips and tricks. They are definitely going to help you guys out. And another thing, if you guys are just in a situation where you cannot win, first of all, I apologize. I'm so sorry. But you know, don't be too hard on yourselves. This game can sometimes be really unfair. The way the 20 different teams are pulled together, you know, you never know who you're going to run into. So unless you prepared in advance, unless you made a race team, chances are you're not going to be in a really fair pool. So I would just say, just go for the 2nd and 3rd place prize. Go for it. Just have fun, or just take a break. I don't know, guys. I really don't know what to say. I'm trying to make you guys feel better. But yeah, don't be too hard on yourselves. This game can be unfair sometimes. It is what it is. Just go for the rank 1 taiga. That's still pretty good. And yeah, with that being said, I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about this team race monster specifically? Cryotan. Is he good? Is he God? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Once again, best of luck to all of you on this event. Seriously, I wish you guys the best of luck. And like always, remember to dream big and pursue your passions.